What is up, guys? Brandon here. I just wanted to take a minute and thank you guys for the massive support over the course of the last couple of weeks of me posting videos and shorts to YouTube, as well as the stream over on Twitch. Thank you guys so much for just the outreach and support on all of it. So going forward, I'm hoping to make a little bit more content for you guys, especially since I'm enjoying it and enjoying playing Call of Duty as much as I do. I think it'll be a good time for everybody going forward. So again, if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe and get notified when I post a new video, post a new short. Don't forget to like the stream over on twitch.tv/Cytosis. Follow over there and be notified when I go live as well. Today's video is a little bit different than what I've been posting. Today's like an actual commentary. We're about 1 month out from launch. Season 1 just released. I think it's important that we take a step back and evaluate where we are at with the game, especially since we're starting to get new content. Today's video is really all about the good, the bad, and the ugly about Black Ops 6 currently. There's a lot of good things, there are some bad things, and there are some ugly things. So I think it's important that we talk about it and really get into the nature of playing the game itself. Let's start with the good of the game. First off, I think Omni Movement is as good as it will ever be. I think it's also one of the best additions to the game as a whole, to the franchise as a whole. Omni Movement has really changed the way that you have to think about playing the game. I personally struggled with playing Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, the new ones, just because of the slower playstyle. Cold War was definitely my favorite out of the most recent CODs, and I think a lot of that has to do with the movement and the playstyle that it adapted to. I haven't always been a Black Ops fanboy to say, but Black Ops is definitely the franchise, or I guess the under-franchise right now, that I'm having the most fun with when it comes to Call of Duty. I think Black Ops 6 really took that to the next step with adding Omni Movement and how good it was. It's fluid. I don't feel like I have a lot of issues with it. I think a lot more of it is just button input versus button output, if that makes sense. It's more user error versus client-side acceptance of what the user is telling it to do. The next thing are the visuals in this game. I know a lot of people want to bash the console version of this game right now. I play on PC almost dedicatedly. I played the beta on console, and then I'm playing the main game on PC. And I have to say, I'm pleasantly surprised with how the game looks. I think one of the best things about the game is actually the weapon skins, the weapon camos, and the weapon visuals. You'll see a little clip here of particularly the AK-74, the assault rifle version of the AK-47 in real life. This thing looks beautiful in its camos. I just unlocked gold, which you will see in this video. I feel like the camos look spectacularly good in this game. Nebula looks amazing. Dark Matter looks amazing. The Warzone camos that just came out with Season 1 are also amazing. That Gold Tiger is one that I'm actually a really big fan of. I know it's not the hardest camo to get, but I do 100% think that it is one of the best camos to get in this game right now. Not to mention the shop has put out a couple of cool things over the course of the last week with Season 1 going live. The iDead stuff is really cool. I think it's a little pricey in the shop right now, which is something we can talk about in a couple of minutes when we switch categories here. But overall, the visuals in this game are just fun. The last good thing I'll say is the general feel of the game. The gunplay, the gun audio, the basic mechanics of the game feel great to me. I love playing this game constantly and consistently because I feel good when I play it. And I think that's one of the biggest things that a game can provide. The campaign, if you haven't ventured into campaign yet, I highly suggest you do. Not only is it an entertaining campaign to play, but you can actually get multiplayer unlocks permanently from the campaign. You can unlock the Marine SP shotgun, the Ames assault rifle, and the Jackal PDW permanently if you play the campaign. Playing this game makes me feel good, and that's just kind of the bottom line and where we'll end the good category. Talking about the bad category now, I think it's important to note that there are a lot of things online right now that are being thrown around that are considered bad for this game. The difference between bad and ugly are the playability. Something can be bad about the game, but the game can still be playable, whereas something is ugly in the game and it just makes it not worth playing anymore. I think I'm not quite there in the game is fully ugly for me yet, but I can see how it's starting to encroach there for certain people. So I think it's important to first establish those differences between the two and then talk about them separately. The bad in the game right now that I'm seeing is what's being touted as skill-based damage. It's a meme throughout the community right now, but skill-based damage is the idea that you're getting hit markers, but it feels like you're putting 8 bullets into people before they die. Meanwhile, incoming damage is increased, and that's problematic. This is bad, but it's fixable. It's not ugly in the sense that it's consistent. It feels pretty inconsistent as to when it happens. The only variable that doesn't seem to be inconsistent with it is spawn protection. A lot of people are calling spawn protection skill-based damage, and those are two very different things. The game has implemented spawn protection since launch because because the other thing that is in this category, which is spawn ingenuity. The spawn protection has been needed in order to be able to keep players alive out of their spawn in certain maps and certain game modes. So people are calling spawn protection skill-based damage, and they're not the same thing. One is a coded protection for players. The other one is client-side hit detection issues. The client-side hit detection issues may be because of Omni movement. I'm not quite sure. It may also just be because weapon balancing is weird right now. We don't fully know what's causing the, quote, skill-based damage, but I would wager a guess that Omni movement is messing with client-side ping and client-side hit detection. The other bad thing that I've already alluded to is the spawns in this game. It feels like the spawn ingenuity just is not there. I feel like a lot of the times I spawn in front of people that are not on my team, and sometimes people will spawn in front of me when they're not on my team. It's kind of crazy how inconsistent spawn flipping is and the spawn ingenuity is by itself. So I think it's important going forward that Treyarch and their community management team look at particularly spawn ingenuity and make sure that we tighten those up just a little bit. They implemented spawn protection a little bit stronger, which I can understand why they did that. But at the same time, when you're having the problems like skill-based damage, people are going to confuse the two. So I think it's going to be more important going forward that they fix the spawn ingenuity versus the spawn protection. That's just my opinion, though. Now let's talk about the ugly. The ugly is, first off, pricing. This game is free on Game Pass. However, they want you to buy the Battle Pass, and that's expensive. Every store thing is expensive. When we talk about pricing as well, I'm also talking about time pricing. XP for the Battle Pass takes too long, in my opinion. I think it's too long, especially for someone who plays multiplayer a lot. I haven't seen a single Battle Pass double XP token get handed out yet. There's a category for it, but it just takes too long to get those things. People get stuck on instant gratification these days, and so locking out the Krieg and the Sog behind massive amounts of XP is a little ridiculous to me. Obviously, they want to have people pay for the Battle Pass and then pay for the tiers to unlock the stuff for free time-wise, I guess. But truth be told, from someone like me who doesn't want to put that much financial stability into the game, I don't find this as a positive thing, and I actually find it as something that's kind of a deterrent as to whether or not I want to keep playing it. The other thing is the maps. Originally, before Season 1, I actually had the maps listed as bad. A lot of people had them in ugly. Some of that is because they just didn't play well. But for me, they were just bad. I felt like there were a couple of maps that I found okay. There were a couple of maps that are just completely unplayable for me, aka Lowtown. And there were a couple of maps that kind of just sat in the middle, were just kind of mediocre at best. Now with Season 1, I actually think the map quality went way down. Heirloom hurts my soul. I hate it so much. Extraction Hardpoint was one of the worst games I have ever played in my life. It is not balanced. It is not spawn set up, if that makes sense. The spawns are all kinds of screwed up in that game mode on that map. The tower is just annoying to deal with. Maps are ugly, and so one of the things that's causing people to not want to play the game is, in fact, the maps. It's just bad. It's bad flow. The addition of Nuketown is helpful, but at the same time, with how finicky the spawn ingenuity is, a lot of people are going to say it's like old Nuketown in Black Ops 1. If you're able to get the spawn traps, they're great. The problem is that the spawn traps aren't working when they're increasing the spawn protection, and so they're kind of colliding and creating this problem on maps where it feels like people should be getting kills, they're not getting kills, whereas people are in spawns, they feel like they shouldn't be dying, but they are dying. The map flows are ugly right now, and so we need to get the maps fixed. We either need to rework some of the maps that are already in there, and then we also need to make sure maps going forward make more sense. The last ugly thing that I'll say is the Recon perk. They've dialed it back since launch for sure, but Recon is essentially just free wall hacks. It's ugly. It's annoying. It's annoying to play against, especially if people know how to use it. I think going forward, a lot of people are asking that the specialist tier of perks go away. I actually would be 100% okay with that as well. I think that would be an easy fix. Not to mention, I feel like it plays such a little part in my gameplay itself. So I think it's important to have good balance in your perks. Recon right now is just way too overbalanced for the other two sets. I run Specialist a lot, but that's mostly because of the perk set that's in Specialist. I feel like Flak Jacket, I feel like Fast Hands, and I feel like Quartermaster are almost necessities. I think going forward, it's important that the Recon perk is nerfed into the ground. That way we don't ever really see it anymore and see it be a big problem that's going to deter the community from playing. So those are my big things, my good, my bad, and my ugly of this game. If you have any other good, bad, or ugly suggestions, leave them in the comments down below. Let us know what you're thinking. Are you enjoying this game so far? Are you hating this game so far? Do you think there's things that need to get fixed instantaneously? Do you think that right now, if they were to just leave the game as it is, it'd probably be fine. Let me know in the comments down below. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Peace.